armor. Too bad. You got magic damage on the top side. Well, you know, have fun with that one, because Phreak can show up as well, and if you do build MR, Volibear does plenty of physical. So, Hauntzer, I think, should feel pretty comfortable in this matchup, should look pretty good, and Hauntzer has been pretty good this split. I expect him to win that top lane matchup overall. Immortals going to be playing a pretty standard team fight composition, right? You've got Malphite, Trundle, and Rakan, and Orianna, all for engage and or frontline. And Apollo, I think he's been a good laner, he's a good team fighter, can easily do damage from the backline.
Yeah, I honestly think Allorim is in a really tough spot here. Coming into the LCS, like you're saying, was having a bit of a rough time in Academy, and he has to early pick, and Hauntzer gets a really good counter pick. Mord is so good at grinding down tanks. You take Conqueror, all of your entire kit is basically built towards grinding down tanks and other melee matchups. So, like, maybe he pivots and builds one of the like half damage Malphites that you've seen. I don't think that's likely, because I also think that has a lower chance of success, plus then gimps your team later, as they won't have as much of a front line. But we'll see how he can get through this one. Xmithie and Apollo are back. That's what you're trying to focus on for
Yes,
Immortals.
absolutely. Hakuho as well, honestly. I'm glad those three are back again. I think those three should have started from the very beginning. I know Immortals put some messaging out at the beginning of the split saying, look, we scrimmaged all of this. The 5 that they had started the split with was the 5 they thought had the best synergy. Ergo, I assume the best chance at winning. That has not come through. 4 of those 5 starters, Potluck being the exception, were top 10 in deaths in the LCS coming into the week. Not having a very good start. I thought Aka was fine. I know he's been getting a lot of flack online. I thought he was maybe second best on the team behind Potluck. Such as it is, though, they have replaced all 5 with the Academy roster, and we'll see if this one looks a bit better. I think maybe 1 or more players can mix and match in down the line, but this is the look, and I think it will look better overall. They're up against what, again, despite being 1-3, I think Golden Guardians are a pretty strong team. Their early game is very good. They can clean up their shot calling. I think they are a threat in this league, and we'll see if that plays out. Of course, they've got a pretty fun roster here. Twisted Fate getting all around the map. The Volibear jungle, I'm always a fan of seeing as well. That champion's really fun to see. Haven't played him myself, but he's in a lot of my games. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I have, and he's really fun. Ever since the hot fix and the extra buffs that were laid down in 10-12, has so much more tankiness and damage, and I love the press the attack. This is my personal favorite rune. I've seen a lot of people messing around with various move speed runes, the phase rush and predators. A lot of top laners go Conqueror, but press the attack gives you so much burst damage because your W applies a stack. It counts as a hit for it, so you can get your your auto W auto off pretty quick, one of them being your Q autos as well. So he actually has a lot of upfront loaded damage, and I would be confident taking him into Trundle in early duels as well. So we'll see how he navigates this, because Closer has been a very good aggressive jungler, always looking for invades, always looking to play off of any Golden Guardians lane that is pushing, usually with Damonte, and usually heading down bottom lane with Damonte, as we showed with the stats in the intro.
And both junglers going to start top side right now. Small leash there for Closer. Mordekaiser only does so much to red buff, but Xmithie, hitting blue leashless here. Shouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but is just, you know, a little slow overall, right? No help. This thing actually has a fair bit of armor. Xmithie going to pull it all the way over, right? Trying to save as much time as possible. One last auto, and then look, it saves half second getting towards Gromp, and that is just efficient.
Yep. Efficiency, the name of the game. I feel like the entire jungle role is built around efficiency. And time spent at least killing or warding, always doing something proactive. And Xmithie has been one of the best his entire career in the LCS at optimizing that. Always trying to get a clear path that will set him up for defensive options early for his lanes in most cases, but sometimes offensive ones as too. In this case, with this champ select, I would say definitely would have to be more vision and defense minded. As like I was talking about, Volibear is going to have a big advantage over you. Closer just power clearing right through. Good. Yep. Double buffs and level 3, and should have priority on the bot grab.
Kobe, did you mention the fleet footwork on the Mordekaiser when we were talking about runes in the very beginning of the game?
I did not.
So this one's interesting to me, right? It's an early sustain. You saw him going Doran's shield as well to make sure he's not getting poked out. But it's the burst of movement speed on the first auto, which basically guarantees he can just walk at you with 3 auto attacks, guarantee the passive goes off, and force Allorim to just run away the second there's even a trade. Yes, Conqueror's better in a long-term fight, but you already win the long-term fight, so why not just make sure you can take the fight at all?
Yeah, and a little bit of extra move speed goes a long way with this champion in the melee matchups. Now, speaking of runes, Allorim with the comment for Malphite might be going a little bit more AP heavy. It just helps you out in lane phase, of course, allows you to have a decent trade. Because your Q's slow will basically guarantee you your comet hits, especially on those champions. Xmithie, though, with the top crab, getting a little bit more safety for him.
Allows him to get some mana, gonna feel fairly comfortable as well. And apparently we got word. I've just been DM'd by one of the producers that Hauntzer messed up his runes, but it was his fault, so no remake. It wasn't a client bug, he clicked the wrong ones. I still think Fleet makes sense in context. That said, he doesn't think it makes sense in context.
I like how we try and pass it off. Like, okay, yeah, move speed, that goes a long way,
Yep.
Yeah, you conquer.
Nope.
Conquer's really good, but move speed?
I still see it. If you told me it was on purpose, I'd still believe it. I'm sure the overall win rate in solo queue is weaker.
Well, this gank is on purpose.
This is a gank on purpose. Xmithie level 4 looks in at Huhi, finds a nice pillar. There's the chase in. Flay is not going to stop the knockup, and Huhi is going to walk back away. Cannot just land that root, but Hakuho could be in danger. Flashes the wall. Damonte is here for a gold card and says, yeah, we're just going to hit the minions. Nothing else to do here.
Yeah, Damonte covering for the bottom lane there. There's no teleport on Insanity because he went with the cleanse, worried about gold cards coming his way, and a really good disengage by the Immortals bottom lane and Xmithie to be able to get out of that. That was teleport for double summoners off of Hakuho. Not the worst of worlds, and considering they also were able to blow the one off of Huhi for that flash. So definitely a successful move here by Xmithie. Did reveal him though and allows Closer to go for the invade.
Closer wants in. The Malphite, of course, is under his turret with 200 HP. This could even be a dive. That's going to be hard, though, with the team around. They're going to try. There comes the stun. There comes the damage. Closer probably going to die for this one, but they get the kill. Xmithie getting solo credit. Hauntzer has to walk away. Cannot trade back. Maybe a fleet heal. No, he's going to have to turn around as Damonte's coming right behind. Gets some damage. Watch out for the turret aggro. Just jukes out of the side of that one. Puts up a shield, puts up the heal, stays alive.
Yeah, if you're flashing into the turret there, okay, Hakuho.
That's a lot of damage. He's going to barely stay alive. Ignite should not kill him, but Hakuho has to leave this one. And I got to point out, Apollo down a lot of farm down here. FBI and Huhi clapping this 2-on-2.
Yep, they should be able to push this wave in and get the first recall off too, especially since it's a cannon minion wave. Big tempo advantage for the bottom lane. Like I was saying though, if you flash in under the turret as Closer here and tanking it, that is a one-way trip for sure. You see that pillar from Xmithie. He's always been very good with his pillar placement, kind of a legacy Trundle player through several different metas, and he cut off any sort of escape. As soon as Closer flashes in, there's no way he's getting out. He's not level 6 or anything, so does trade the kill, but Allorim still feels the brunt of it with some of those extra minions going down. Teleport used immediately by him to get back out the lane so that it's not worse of a CS discrepancy, and that's going to mean that Golden Guardians have teleport priority. Once again, the bottom lane for Immortals is going to have to worry about that. First time around it was Damonte. Well, guess what? You still have to worry about the top laner now. Hauntzer's level 6 and has teleport advantage over Allorim, which takes away a lot of the possible fight from Hakuho.
But they knocked on the control. Xmithie's still going to farm up, keeping pretty close in CS overall. Obviously, got the solo kill down there. The 200 gold first blood assist for Closer keeps that gold pretty close as well. Hakuho spending a lot of time near mid lane. Both supports, honestly, even spending some time up here. Insanity, of course, has cleanse to get away, but
honestly,
he's fine.
I really like the play. If you can get double supports roams off and force that as Immortals, here goes another one mid.
Pillar, shockwave, knockup, a lot of crowd control. Huhi lands the flay, and with Aftershock, might just kite away, but he can't get in. He walked in, gets hooked. Insanity has to cleanse now, as this could be a trade. Damonte gonna flash. That is a Reggie special. Lands the blue card. Insanity lives when cleanse was down.
My eyes, Phreak.
Happens, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Happens. In the aftermath, it is still going to be Damonte getting a turret play and probably a dragon for the Golden Guardians as they retreat, but that could have been a little bit.
Oh, this is some CC. Damonte is flashless. That is an easy knockup. The ult's never going to get him out. Why burn the
Pay
2-minute
for your
cooldown?
sins!
Okay, Damonte, couple oopsies there, but it's still going to be Drake falling. Nice play by Xmithie and Hakuho, gotta say. Good stuff there. Drake, though, will go to Golden Guardians. They pick it up, and they're still up 800 gold.
Is that, you know, some swift justice there as you immediately have to pay for your sins with your life? Damonte getting punished, and as you're saying, ults as well as he's going down, so he's out quite a few cooldowns now from the side of Golden Guardians. They still have the marginal gold lead with the extra CS, but do need to take a moment here, it looks like, for themselves.
Yep.
Good news is, top lane, you got about half the cooldown back on your teleport for Allorim without Hauntzer taking advantage of the extra summoner spell. I was also trying to talk about I like the call for Hakuho to try and force double support roams. If he goes out and pressures and fights for vision, that means that Huhi also follows, and then it's just, oh, an Ezreal and an Aphelios down bottom. They're both pretty safe just farming, and then you don't have an option for Golden Guardians to really make use of that teleport advantage.
Oh, the wave's getting knocked down. Allorim doing his best to farm up here. Obviously, he gets put in the blind pick matchup, gets counterpicked, and yes, Hauntzer's ahead, especially with the ganks coming through, but doing his best to stay alive. Hauntzer is obviously doing very well in this matchup with the help he got, and is probably going to be a very big factor in how this game goes long-term. FBI and Apollo take a couple of trades back, and doesn't mean too terribly much. Apollo going to knock down his wave, and last hit most of it under the turret. Still, farm lead to the Golden Guardians bottom lane. FBI and Huhi have been a very big factor in their successes as they've had them. Nice pickup there on the scuttle. Xmithie unable to stop that one. First to level 7 across the junglers, but not really going to fight closer. Puts up the pillar, goes for some damage, but Damonte and Hauntzer are both nearby.
Yeah, he doesn't have the top lane priority. Hakuho goes in, there's a lantern there.
Yep.
Kind of hilarious, because he knows, like you're saying, you don't really get to fight that. Your top laner's in base. You know, Malphite's gone, there's a Mordekaiser there. But you get a little bite in, you send a message, you slow him down, waste a little time.
You waste a little time. Maybe for you and for them, but end of the day, it still feels interesting. Caster is knocked down. They're ready for Hakuho to knock that one out. That is big damage to the FBI. He ults for the play. Apollo going to stay alive, but looks like he does not want to stay under the turret with this little health, and chooses to after all as the wave gets pushed in. He's going to ult to clear most of it. There should be really no problems knocking this down. Side effect of the ult, he gets to kind of see the brush and make sure no one's kind of camping behind there. Feels pretty safe. Easy Q for the cannon. Gets the autos, knocks down the wave.
Yeah, only problem for him now is he's recalling on the regular wave, so most of it is probably going to die. It's not a cannon wave anymore, and he loses a bit of timing. So FBI with another marginal win. And you see, you just keep stacking these little marginal wins in bottom lane, and his CS grows, and he's looking like a very healthy Aphelios.
And here we go. It's going to be Herald taking a little bit of damage, getting started by Golden Guardians. Immortals comes back in for it. Again, as you mentioned, marginal gold lead. 1,000 difference, not massacred at 11 minutes, but certainly Golden Guardians do have the lead. The Drake helps as well. Next one spawns in 2 minutes. Herald is going to reset. No pickup here. Going to wait a little bit longer, and they're going to knock down some wards. Golden Guardians get to get rid of some of the vision and feel pretty comfortable around this river before Hakuho comes in and tries to do the same.
The ward wars. Epic finish here. Twisted Fate coming in.
Xmithie is alone. He is flashless. Volibear over the top finds the slow. A great pillar, but a flash to follow into the stun. And a more CC. Is it enough? They cannot kill Xmithie. Shockwave pulls in 2. There comes the Malphite, and Immortals have picked up 2 kills.
Oh, that was some slick ball handling from Insanity as well. Puts the shield over to Xmithie, immediately command attack into the middle to shockwave both members back in and secure the kills. Insanity finally gets to have some fun as well with Allorim. Comes in, gets to use his ultimate, and back to trying to farm under turret with the Malphite there, as the rest of the team will take the objective afterwards. Already Immortals here, the 0-4 squad, with more signs of life, I believe, in this game than we have seen thus far in summer. Now they've got the Rift Trail. There's still plenty of time to use it for turret plates and a really good defense of their own jungle here. See, Xmithie with the Trundle is able to put up the pillar, like you said, forcing the flash from Closer. But Closer can't finish him in the burst damage. With Hakuho going in for the shields, Insanity then also shields him and moves over for the perfect shockwave, which sets up Allorim to land the perfect Malphite ultimate. A lot of times you'll see that combo reverse where you're like, Malphite set up for Orianna, but Insanity paying it forward and getting the really nice shockwave himself there to allow the double knockup. And now, with another dragon about to spawn, Immortals really starting to climb back into this one. Golden Guardians still have a very big foothold on the bottom half of the map though, and since Ezreal's Manamuna has not transformed yet, the Ezreal's still feeling pretty weak there for Apollo.
You can see now as the wave's getting pushed down, Allorim just farming on a turret. It's not going to be... Yep, that plate's going to fall without anyone getting the money there. Hauntzer not able to touch it and does not want to risk himself getting CC'd in a turret. If Xmithie was there, he has no ward coverage. That could have been a death. Hauntzer doesn't want to deal with that one. So just bleeds that one away. The gold difference still 600-700 right here. Golden Guardians on a small lead. The Drake is back up. Bot lane being pushed first by Immortals. The Golden Guardians should be able to get back there without too much difficulty and ensure the wave remains equal. Closer walking around. That ward just barely not in vision. They don't know that that's some vision. They're going to start this Drake. FBI is going to knock down the wave. Gets landed over. Xmithie wants in. Hook's not going to land while they're being engaged. Not just yet. 4 versus 3 right now. As both top lanes are far away and Insanity's on the wrong side of the fight. It's going to be a difficult fight for Immortals to start out as they're going to look for the ulti, and you got to be kidding me. Apollo gets the steal from downtown. Closer could not smite correctly. Well done to the bot lane.
Get this man back in the LCS, Phreak. Boom! Yep. There he is. He immediately steals an objective. He's been hurting most of this game with a lot of the bottom lane attempts from Immortals getting turned around on them, and so much shove from FBI and Huhi forcing him to miss a couple waves. But boom!
That is a lot of damage. Summoner heal burned by Damonte, which was off the spellbook. TP's up again soon.
All right, mid wave pushed in by Insanity as well. So everything really turning in the favor of Immortals in the last 5 minutes or so. You see in your mini-map here, oh, there is a ward in that brush. Can we see if that one actually cuts into the...
yeah, it might have. The ward was well timed. It forces a flash at FBI. He ults in melee range. Xmithie just going to get shut down. Here comes the rest of the squad. TF and Mordekaiser are in. Hauntzer going to kill Apollo. Hawk will get able to walk away. I don't see how this Ezreal lives. He's got no escapes. Hauntzer on the scoreboard for the second time after the first blood dive at the top side. Golden Guardians turn it right around. And look at that gold lead. 2,000 just like clockwork at 15 minutes.
It's been a while since I've felt a caster curse like that. Immortals had just gotten the defense on top side. The Dragon Steal from Apollo. But then an overforce Xmithie right into tower range against the Aphelios. That's a white gun Aphelios. He had to send him up. Immediately just melts him. Ignite down from Huhi. They get the kill and chase down. No hesitation. Damonte and Hauntzer both with their globals down to the bottom side. Does leave their towers open.
It's going to be something. It's going to be, some money picked up, 500 gold turned back. Kobe, I was spending the last 8 minutes meticulously tracking the gold lead because for Golden Guardians, oh, hold on, there's a fight. We're going to do this one first. It's going to be a lot of CC right there, 2v1. Hauntzer's going to have a hard time getting away. He is flashless, he is ultiless, he is shockwave to the backside. True Shot Barrage helps as well. Everyone's showing up for participation. The kill comes through to Insanity in the mid lane.
All right, gold lead, Detective Phreak, back on the case. What were you
Golden
doing?
Guardians normally have a 626 gold lead at 15 minutes, and Immortals normally have a 1,365 gold deficit at 15 minutes. This game was holding equal at 600 to 700. It means Immortals was getting halfway back to neutral, right? They were having a better early game than they were having the entire league long, and then 15 minutes after that time, it's a 2K gold deficit, and we're back to normal Immortals.
Alrighty then, back to business as usual. FBI and Huhi can easily push this one in. They shouldn't feel too pressured by the double roam. I do want to see some good Malphite, Rakan, Orianna combinations here because coming from Champ Select, that was our main focal point for this Immortal squad. They have some really, really good and easy to execute combinations. Rakan, Malphite can both set each other up. Both of their initiations are very quick, and they can also both hold the ball for Insanity. So this is the main thing that FBI and Damonte are looking out for the the fights up around these objectives. And that's what Immortals are going to try and use to pull themselves out of the deficit that they've got here in the early game. Struggling a little bit with keeping their outer towers up, though, in the meantime. Golden Guardians taking advantage.
Golden Guardians still sitting 1,200 gold up as they just knocked down the waves without much problems. Seraph's Embrace done for Insanity, went for the scaling build, and he's weathered that storm fairly well. Aphelios obviously going to feel real comfortable as time goes on, and Allorim, of course, having to go towards armor finally as the Sunfire Cape gets completed. Then he walks over to the bottom side. He's got wave clear, but he's not the most comfortable against Hauntzer, who's got 2 completed items there. That's going to feel pretty good. Hakuho's in some danger. T from the top as well. This is going to be a lot of crowd control, and Hakuho trying to run, can't get away. FBI grabs the kill out of that one, and it's going to be more of a lead for Golden Guardians.
Another pick. Teams have not been respecting Twisted Fate at all here, and actually just walking up the river like that while Apollo is stuck under the turret as Ezreal. Golden Guardians have plenty big numbers advantage. Nice pick off by them. Huhi was able to get the pick onto Hakuho, but has to burn his flash there from a well-placed pillar by Xmithie.
Still trading blows back and forth. The game is close in kills. We know Immortals are able to fight. Just Golden Guardians getting a bit more across the way. You're seeing farm leads in top, jungle, and bot lane. Pretty substantially so. That's kind of giving them the gold that they have because the turrets have been traded equally. Bot lane outer very, very low. Immortals can knock that down without much difficulty if they can get someone down there. Mid already been cracked. It's an important one. It's probably the single most important turret to kill. So map control-wise feels a bit Immortals' favorite. And as you can see, they're knocking down Rift Herald without much issue as well. And that should mean their second turret of the game. Xmithie picks that one up. No problem. Can summon it in the next few minutes.
Yeah, honestly, I would say trade the remnants of your top tower, which is going to go down anyway, for that dragon. Just keep stacking neutrals here for Immortals. They are in their window of power where they have the Malphite, Orianna, and Rakan ready for the initiation, and Golden Guardians aren't going to contest that 5-on-5. So, yep, they just trade the top tower tiny pieces that were left. We're able to get number 2.
Xmithie, of course, can easily show up on the bot side if he wants to donate gold over to the Malphite. We're seeing that the Mordekaiser is on the backside. He knows he is 1v4, saw the Drake die, is aware that they could dive him, has his ulti, but does not have this turret. This one's going to fall. Allorim gets the solo gold, 300 onto him. That's going to feel nice. And out they go. Once again, trying to find the next play. Look at the gold deficit, 2,500 Golden Guardians overall. The richer team feeling pretty good about this one.
Definitely do feel pretty good, especially with so much area to work with. Now, if they could make some deep invades to get your wards down, honestly see a pretty clear path here for Golden Guardians finishing out, because FBI on the Aphelios is already at the 2-item power spike, Infinity Edge Rakan, so they've got plenty of firepower to back up these picks. And since he's got both summoner spells, he probably even feels confident against the big wombo combo that Immortals have. As long as they've got the extra summoner spells, I think Golden Guardians should be pressing, should be playing aggressively, and you know, should have the Mordekaiser and Twisted Fate trying to get their 1-3-1 pressure on both side lanes. They've got all their globals available, and the options are up for sure.
Insanity farming really nicely, 219 CS, second only to FBI in this game, of champions getting a ton of farm right there. Looks like Orianna going for even more of a raw AP build. Spellbinder comes in early, Death Cap probably coming out soon, but mid is under fire. Apollo can ult for wave clear, and it is not going to be enough. Closer puts down the slow and says thank you very much. Turret number 2 is ours, tying up that score and bring the gold back to a 2,000 difference. Insanity now wants in on the Damonte. Exhaust comes down, running for his life, looking for a slow, not going to find it. Easy walk away. Spellbook once again helps Damonte get out.
And that's what Golden Guardians need to do, just continually deflect, because we're already approaching a similar game state to what we had previously. Immortals have a big wombo combo, but they're going to be a little bit slower, a little bit clumsy in trying to execute. They have to try and snag somebody from Golden Guardians, because nobody can 1v1 the split push power of this Mordekaiser. Allorim would have to sit under turret and try and clear. All he's got is Sunfire and some defense. He just tries to weather the storm. There's the only way they ever pick off one of those split pushers is with multiple people. Nobody can 1v1 either of them, and it's going to have to be them trying to force and get that big AoE.
Turret number 3 goes down. Immortals can feel pretty comfortable now. As you can see, they keep the game fairly close. They are holding on to the mid game. Golden Guardians, they're problems as a team so far in the summer split have been that they can't convert off good early game leads. They lost that Ocean Soul game against Team Liquid. They, actually fought their gold lead early against Cloud9 and couldn't hold on to it once we got into the mid game. We are here against Immortals where they had a 3,000 gold lead at 50 minutes, 20 seconds, and it has shrunk back down to 1.5. They have been unable to keep the leads going, but now they're going to go for the play. A nice knock up there on the Damonte. Hook's going to come back in. They want this dive. In comes Volibear. Xmithie is low, and he's going to go down. FBI on a killing spree as Huhi walks away with a sliver of life. And Golden Guardians find a single kill, and we'll see what else they can get out of that.
Hauntzer ulted somebody as well. I believe it's Allorim. He just popped back out. He was tanky enough to just take half his health inside the Death Realm. Yeah, and Allorim also, yeah. Oh, he just QSS right out of it. He still has his ultimate available too, so they do have to respect the offensive look from Immortals. How many QSSs are there? See, just 2 so far. But those actually find a lot of value, not just from the Death Realm, but also from gold card picks. So definitely some high priority on that item. I think even Insanity does have Cleanse, but he could consider getting one as well.
Yeah, that would be a really big sidestep though, and I feel like that actually really limits Immortals' damage output quite a lot. I think Ezreal has the luxury of doing it pretty easily. Of course, he wants Death Dance next. You can see him going Iceborne Gauntlet, which can honestly help him kite away the Mordekaiser when needed, but obviously the armor not very helpful against him. But the kiting obviously useful. Can be the same against Damonte there. Just means less burst damage overall, and it feels like Apollo's job a lot of the time is just pressing ult when the other R buttons come down, helping to just pick off that one champion.
All right, maybe we get to see it 40 seconds at the next dragon. This will be number 3, setting up the Ocean Soul for themselves as well. Putting down some early vision here for Immortals.
Yeah. I'm honestly a bit surprised that Golden Guardians are losing so much of the vision game right now. If we toggled vision between these teams, you would see the Immortals actually gets to know about the right side jungle a fair bit, and Golden Guardians really don't. They're getting some split push done. They're getting gold on Damonte. He's getting farm, but he's so afraid of what might be coming. No one's even near him, but he doesn't know that yet. Finally sees 4 in the mid lane. Finally gets to go back to this turret, gets to knock it down, and get some extra money picked up there. That should be turret number 4 for them, I do believe, as he gets to knock that one down with the minions. Might have been an extended gold range. You can see this gold difference now back to a 3,000 lead. Here comes a play on the top side of the map. Xmithie creating both with Hauntzer. A little bit of poke out there from Apollo, but again, this Ocean Drake is now alive, and killing it would be number 3 for Immortals, putting them on soul point.
All right, teleport ready on Allorim. Multiple flank wards too. If you see in the top right corner of your screen, you could try and get behind FBI as the rest of the team sets up for the dragon. Hauntzer definitely getting some good chunks though on a couple of people. Hakuho looking for the possible engage. I think they need to keep. The problem is that Damonte's ultimate.
He has to ult because he was going to be attacked there by everybody, so now it's time to set up together. Hauntzer can't get farther away. They're going to try to stop the lantern, and they're going to do it. Nice pick off there. Hauntzer too far up, got himself killed. Shockwave nearly catches the kills. FBI forced to flash to get away, but that means absolute Drake control for Immortals.
Immortals get everything they want, Phreak. That's going to be setting up Dragon Soul. That's also flash down on the Aphelios. Now he has to worry so much about the AoE combo. Hauntzer there getting picked off is huge for Immortals.
That's going to be a nice one right there. So Dragon goes over. Gold lead only 2,500, and in 5 minutes, Ocean Soul comes through. Now, FBI's Aphelios could certainly cut through that. It's a high damage champion. It may not have to matter, but you can still see this is Immortals playing a closer game than they have played almost this entire split long. Golden Guardians have let an early game lead slip, and a wing condition has now appeared for their opposing side.
Yeah, you can already see everyone that had been leveling criticism all split long on the rosters feels vindicated already, just even in the opening of this game. See if they can continue and press it out, though. I have to say, it's not just the XLCS players that are performing well, too. I think Insanity's played really well this game. And as we mentioned, Allorim had to deal with being counterpick, and he just kind of farmed at his own turret, and is now Malphite, gets to bring you a great team fight. Ultimate for himself has been able to utilize his teleports quite well, so I think the other members of the quote-unquote academy roster here for Immortals also being really big parts of the success here, which is kind of surprising since even in academy they were splitting games.
Okay, here comes the play yet again as they're going to go ahead and try to knock down that ward. No problems on that side as Immortals want to play around topside now. Baron is the target. They've got the wards turned off. They've got decent sustain to kind of stick around that Baron pit for a little while and you know, take it, but heal back up thanks to Hakuho's Rakan, and shouldn't be too bad. Easy poke here for Aphelios. He knocks down the wave. Looks like wave control mid will go just a little bit towards Immortals, though not hard for Golden Guardians to answer. T-Volt comes down for vision and says, yeah, no one to pick off. I'm just going to go for some more wave control. But maybe we found someone. Okay, we didn't. They played respectfully. Huhi gets slow, but he's not going to be in engage range. No pickups here, but they do get to knock down a ward again.
And it's really bad for Golden Guardians to lose that window. You lose a lot of threat by not being able to hold Twisted Fate ultimate. One of the things in these pro play games that doesn't get talked about a lot are the cooldowns that the other team is keeping in mind that they're playing around that you haven't used. And now there's this big window. Damonte, no ultimate, even though it is level 16 on Twisted Fate and comes back pretty quickly. You see on your screen the immediate ramifications of that attempt. Deep Vision here, acquired by Immortals. They clear out so much from Golden Guardians. This is all leading up to Baron, by the way, into a team that has one of the most devastating triple AoE combos that exists in League of Legends. The Malphite Rakan Orianna, we've been talking about the entire game, is ready to roll. They're dual level 16, triple level in these ultimates for Orianna and Malphite. And remember, this is no flash FBI. So you know what the comms are right now for Immortals is, where is FBI? Blast him.
And meanwhile, where is Allorim? Because Dead Man's Plate Malphite runs quick, and you know he's pressing R right on top of that Aphelios. And if it lands, goodbye to most of your damage. They're going to hope that the Bruisers can do the rest of it. Now, of course, we see that Baron's being started and chunked very low. Closer has flashed, is level 12, could go for a smite. They're going to send one over the wall, and this might soon be the ulti over for the fight. Right now, it's Immortals cutting away. Not caught out yet by the Malphite. They've pulled the members over, but they haven't burned the teleport. They haven't burned anything. They just took some damage and said, okay, you showed up, you played it right. Out we go, no harm, no foul.
Yep, pretty critical there for Golden Guardians to be able to use, especially the Scryer's Bloom, for some extra free vision off the top side. I thought Immortals were going to pop that first. Then they also got some control vision as well. But they waited out that window. The ult for TF just comes up 2 seconds later. So nice defense there from Golden Guardians, not allowing Immortals to take advantage.
And Kobe, we have double Zeeks now picked up on the Immortals side. I don't believe they stack, but Xmithie and Hakuho both have them. Regardless.
One on Ori?
I mean, it's percent total AD, so it's not the biggest burn. I will say it at least gives you the Frostfire Storm yourself. It gives you more crowd control. It gives you like a Sunfire Cape effect. So there is a support half to it, but yeah, not maybe the optimal itemization choices here. Regardless, it's a very minor thing. It's not a huge deal, but yeah.
Fair.
The choice was made.
30 seconds onto the Dragon Soul Phreak.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see those Frostfires in action. Currently, Baron started up, though.
I like
Twisted
this.
Fate used for vision, and they are forcing...
TF's going to try to show he's still far away. Huhi lands a bit of CC. The Malphite is far out of this one. The Baron's not going to drop anytime soon. Pillar means damage on Closer. Gets a Lantern to get away. Nicely played there. With the re-engage, look at that, Damonte. Allorim, are you going to do it? I think he could have gone for the flash ulti and tried to get the pick there. I know the stopwatch was around, but maybe that's a play that could have been made. Over the wall they go. Hakuho wants in, jumps right back out. Hook's not going to matter, but Golden Guardians, can they get away? This feels like the kind of engage you could find. 5v4, just hit the button and go. But instead they're saying, no, we need to hold our base.
Yeah, split versus Dragon Soul here. Golden Guardians run straight for the split. They're trying to take the top tower. No Dragon Soul taken by Immortals either, and they get run back to the base. If Closer doesn't get out.
Damonte could TP to the wave. Closer ults to get away. Here comes the re-engage. Looking at a lot of damage on FBI, but he stays alive. Insanity is dangerously low. Hauntzer in front of him. Put him in the death realm. The re-engage Q is not timed appropriately. The flash gets him away. Now Hauntzer burns a stopwatch. The re-engage, what's it going to look like? They're going to burn down Hauntzer. Hakuho QSS runs away. It's a 1-for-0 to Immortals. The jump forward for Apollo. Still has summoners, burns the cleanse. Re-engage not going to be enough just yet. Closer jumps in, gets the kill. Nicely done. A pick off there for Apollo. Wants number 3. Damonte is summonerless, but he has a lantern. Huhi brings him to safety. But it is now a 5v3 on the map. The health bars are good enough. Immortals can take an epic objective.
Immortals are back, Phreak. Huhi's back.
Ooh, that is a good hook. That is an engage, but it's not a kill just yet. The pillar might buy a bit of time. Huhi is slowed. He is attacked, and he might just go down. Malphite over the wall. He flays, and it's not going to be enough. Apollo's on kill number 3. Goes in for number 4, and Damonte will be knocked up. Not just yet. He burns the stopwatch. Apollo, the unofficial quadra kill in his re-debut in the LCS. Is it time for Baron, or is it time for the Drake? Insanity is onto it. Ocean Soul is going to go to Immortals.
Honestly, yeah, could possibly have been both there. Not a lot of extra damage to burn through the Baron, but Insanity can get the Soul by himself here with the Orianna, provide them plenty of regen. They can get the reset, and now with the power of Soul, they've almost evened up the gold and caught right back up here. Immortals, what do you know? Put the main players back in the LCS, and boom, they set themselves up looking like they can take their first victory here. Also, really strong performances from Insanity and Allorim coming from the Academy roster.
And that fight was really heartening, I think, because Immortals didn't land the Wombo combo. FBI survived that engage, right? He was the one living member of the team. Malphite went off, and he kited it out and survived, and, you know, was or should have been able to free fire, but it wasn't enough. Immortals got the re-engage. They played it really well. Good job to them. And now, of course, with Ocean Soul on, if FBI is not free firing, you are not getting kills anymore in these team fights.
All right, Hauntzer versus Allorim, 1v1 on the bottom side. You would think Hauntzer has an advantage as a late game Mordekaiser, but Allorim has teammates.
And this is going to be a lot of damage. Hauntzer's going to be trying his very best, and it is not going to be enough. Apollo picks up 1, and now Damonte is in a 1v2. There's no way around this one. Allorim finds himself a kill, and how about the re-engage to the other side? 3v3. Haunter there doing what he can, or closer I should say, but here comes the squad. Shockwave immune by FBI, but there is no way getting away from this one. I mean, you can try, but maybe it's going to be enough. We're going to see 5v3 pushing in pillar in the backside. Nowhere to kite. A lantern can't be found. Apollo is godlike, just true to his name. The knockup not quick to land on Huhi, and he is running for his life. 1 versus 5. Immortals on the chase. Swifty's making him run as fast as he can, but the pillar is there. Huhi is going to die. That is a Bud Light ace for Immortals, looking to make their way to their first win of the summer split.
Oh my goodness, Phreak. They're doing it all right. Apollo running across the map, goes for the kill bottom side. Allorim sets him up, and then they get the full team fight victory, the full ace, and they're alone in Golden Guardians territory.
And this is when you start tracking the wins for Immortals. A 0-4 start to an entirely different roster. A 1-0 start to this one. They will pick up the win. They will pick up a couple more kills. They'll force the stopwatch. The old school swag comes out. Thank you very much for the win. Immortals take down Golden Guardians.
Congratulations here to Immortals on their first win.
Yep.
They take some extreme action only a couple weeks into the split and are instantly rewarded.
Yes, that reward was well deserved. Players we all knew were supposed to start from the beginning, at least we all thought, and it showed us that yes, indeed, these are the players who are supposed to come out. They made it look good.
And I said it multiple times, but I feel like I got to keep hammering it home because the other two players, the previous Academy players, Allorim and Insanity, you know, these solo lane players for them, I thought were also really big parts of it. So congratulations to the entire squad.
All right, this is the first step. This is the first step on your road to the summit to see how much you can do. Immortals, obviously a rough start, but they are no longer winless, right? They have pulled out of that last place spot. They are above Dignitas now for sure. And the question is, how many more names can they take? How many more teams can they behead? It started with Golden Guardians. There are a lot more games to play. 13 more to go. And heck, 8 teams make playoffs. Based on this performance, I'm seeing them in the top 8. I want to see if they can go farther beyond that because 8th place is not where they want to stop right here. So what more can Immortals do? Well, we'll see more of that tomorrow, but it's a heartening start for sure. To hear more about that victory, the Tigers will be sitting down with the victorious jungler after the break. So stay tuned.